In this episode of the podcast, we take a look at the movie The Mule, written by Nick Schenk and Sam Dolnick, directed by Clint Eastwood, starring Clint Eastwood, Bradley Cooper, Michael Peña, Alison Eastwood, Andy Garcia, Laurence Fishburne, and Dianne Wiest. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
The Mule, another movie by Clint Eastwood. We'll tell you all about it right after these two previews.
The first was Rocketman. I'm really looking forward to this. The story of Elton John's life from his years as a prodigy at the Royal Academy of Music through his influential and enduring musical partnership with Bernie Taupin. This is going to be really good. It's got Richard Madden, Bryce Dallas Howard. It just looks fabulous.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued about this one. Taron Egerton is the guy from the recent Robin Hood movie and the two Kingsman movies. I'm really looking forward. I'm hoping this is more about the struggles that Elton John went through than what people were kind of hoping to get out of Bohemian Rhapsody. So I'm hoping it's a great movie.
Good point.
The second movie trailer we saw is for a movie called Aftermath. This is a post-World War II. You got a British family who occupies a house during the Reconstruction in Hamburg. And instead of kicking out the German family that lived there, they live with them, and it creates some interesting tensions that arise. And this stars Keira Knightley, Alexander Skarsgård, and Jason Clarke. Looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looks very heavy.
It is a romance story. So, we saw The Mule.
We sure did. The director is Clint Eastwood, of course. The writers are Nick Schenk and Sam Dolnick.
Yeah, this Nick Schenk worked with Clint Eastwood on Gran Torino.
I loved Gran Torino.
And he's also written several of the Narcos TV episodes. The storyline, this movie is about a 90-year-old horticulturist, World War II veteran, bad family man, who was caught transporting $3 million worth of cocaine through Michigan for a Mexican drug cartel. It's got Clint Eastwood in it. It's got Bradley Cooper,
Dianne Wiest,
Michael Peña,
Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia's in it. Laurence Fishburne, and Alison Eastwood is in it, and she actually plays his daughter in this movie.
Yeah,
so
I thought she did good.
It's got a decent runtime. It's a little less than 2 hours, 116 minutes. So.
And as everyone knows, I waited and waited to see this movie. I'm a huge Clint Eastwood fan. And the movie from the moment it started, it had a great story, great character development. Obviously, as I told Tim, I enjoyed the movie. It was a tiny bit slow, but in this movie, there's no other way it could have been. But I'm really glad I saw it. It was very, very interesting. And there was great dialogue in this movie. I enjoyed it.
It's funny because like April said, the pace on this movie was really slow. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because when you think about a movie, anything that with drug mules and cars and stuff, you think car chases and shoot ups and all that other fun stuff. Yeah, that's not what you get with a 90-year-old drug mule.
Right.
The interesting thing there, and this is based off a true story, so it's just interesting to see how a 90-year-old grandfather type gets hooked up with the cartels and how he becomes one of the biggest drug mules for this cartel. Interesting movie. I thought the story was really good. It was really well written.
Great acting. And I really, really appreciated the relationships, all of them, even between the different men in the drug cartel with him and how they treated someone much older. There was humor.
Yeah, there was was actually some great one-liners built into this movie. I thought it was pretty funny.
I mean, there's some sadness. There always is when a father figure, picks, an outside interest and or work over family. But I felt like everything worked out the way it should have.
But the theme of this movie is all about reconciliation.
Exactly.
For whatever you've done. And, the whole family, the broken family, the reconciliation that comes through. It was a good movie.
I thought the score could have been better.
Yeah.
That's my big thing. The cinematography was fine.
Yeah.
I will say, and I have been saying this, that I've been getting really interested in planting flowers, starting kind of indoor, with some bulbs and getting more outside. We're from Seattle and we did a lot more of that in Seattle and Portland, but it was beautiful. That part of that hobby, and or his work. I enjoyed learning about that.
This was another movie that was filmed in Atlanta, even though it was supposed to be the scenes that were filmed in Atlanta were supposed to be in and around Chicago. Mm-hmm. It was funny because right off the bat, I noticed several places in the movie from Atlanta. So
yes, and he mentioned them, and of course, the people to my left got irritated.
Yeah, well, they were irritating me too. They were talking nonstop throughout the movie. Please don't do that when you go to the movie. Please don't sit there and talk. It's fine to talk during the pre-show and stuff, but if you have to have a conversation, please go out to the lobby.
But one of the scenes in this movie, though, was literally next to one of our favorite restaurants, period. I mean, the best fried chicken.
In Atlanta, the Colonnade. And it's actually been in several movies, the Colonnade. So,
yeah, so that was kind of cool.
That was kind of cool.
I think we've kind of covered the dialogue was great. The characters truly popped. I enjoyed, his daughter. That was a first. But I really, really enjoyed kind of what happened with he and his wife. I enjoyed that reconciliation and I loved the message. I don't want to give the movie away, but it's never too late to be there for someone that you've loved or that you still love.
That's such a romantic.
I know, but I believe that as a friend, as a spouse, as just somebody in the world. I thought that was good.
I also thoroughly enjoyed how the character of Clint Eastwood, the way he portrayed the character as a curmudgeonly old man, he did a really good job at it. It's hard to believe that was the outlaw Josie Wales or Dirty Harry.
That part's hard is when you see that, he's getting older and we are too.
Yeah. Well, I hope when I'm his age, I can go around and film movies and such. That'd be great. This movie is definitely worth the time to see. What do you think, April? What's your rating on this one?
I'm going to give it a 3.5. I'm going to do it because I don't want to give a few things away, but I thought it was also interesting how they tried to catch the drug cartel. I just found the whole thing interesting, and I'm going to give it a 3.5 because the cast was fantastic, and so was the dialogue and the character development. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down from you. I'm just, for me, it's a 3. I thought the movie was good. It was slow, but it was a character-driven movie. Once again, it wasn't a car chase movie.
Right.
So it was good in that aspect. But for me, one of the things that was a little bit of a downer, and they kind of made the law enforcement seem a little inept. There was a little bit of that in there. And
really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've got a 3.5 and a 3, and well, we'll see you at the movies. There's a bunch more coming out, so be looking for our downloads, and we appreciate your support. Many of you have asked us if we are going to cover more Netflix, Prime, and I think we're trying to carve out a one session, if you will, soon where we can do that. So we appreciate it so much.
And we'd love to hear from you, too. If you have a comment about this review or any of the other reviews, please drop us an email. We'd love to include it in the podcast. And also, once again, we're also now out on YouTube. Please go out to YouTube. And He Said, She Said movie reviews. And you can also listen to the podcast there. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.